playing time. Really struggled, then went back down to the minors, and then Mark Shapiro and Ross Atkins come in, and they didn't really seem to value Pompey as much. He really hasn't gotten any sort of playing time since they've come in. So I think that plus the injuries is a big reason why he was never able to fully develop. That's my theory about it.
And who is he going to really knock out from the outfield? Is he going to knock out Teoscar? Because Gurriel is certainly going to he's not going to knock out Gurriel from left field. Or Grichuk from right.
Yeah, he's not knocking out Gurriel with the way he's sitting. Teoscar, I mean...
He's injured. He's kind of injured, though, Teoscar, right now.
Yeah, but I'm talking about, like, the long-term, like...
long-term? Kind of yeah.
Yeah, so I guess there might not be a spot, and... Same goes for Anthony Alford. Maybe he'll never get another opportunity again. I think he played one game this season. He got called up, but I'm hoping. I was a big Anthony Alford fan when he was more of a pipeline prospect. It doesn't seem as though he's really much of a prospect anymore now. Certainly not as highly touted as he once was just a few years ago. But maybe he'll get a chance one day, and I'm really hoping he does.
I'm rooting for the
really
guy.
Liked him.
He's a nice fan of the page. I had him on the live stream once. I believe it was in November, and he's a nice guy. I talked to him on the phone, and he's injured right now in Buffalo. That's the problem with these two great potential guys who are just always find themselves to be injured, and that sucks for them because they're really good guys. And hopefully, maybe a change of scenery is likely for Dalton, and hopefully Anthony can rise up the ranks again. But right now, it's not looking too great for both of them.
Anthony Alford is an OG follower of Blue Jays Wave, which is now called Blue Jays Wave. Make sure you follow the Instagram page, by the way. We're closing in on 60K followers. We've been sort of there for a while, but we're hoping that the final push can put us over for good. But yeah, he's an OG follower. He started following me, I don't even know when, but I know for a fact that he was following me in spring training of 2015, which was just a few months after I started the page, back in 2014. And he was one of the only people in the organization that followed me without me asking for a follow, which I thought was pretty cool. A few other people have, but I thought it was really unique to have a Blue Jay follow, and now we have plenty of other Blue Jays that follow, including Vlad Jr. So yeah, very nice guy. You mentioned him on our live stream. He's a friend of the program, and who knows, maybe we can pull some strings and no promises, maybe have him on one day for a short segment. Obviously, that's just a thought. We don't know, but we're going to move on, sort of pivot into more fun things. And well, we mentioned the bad news about Marcus Stroman suffering from that pectoral injury. Initially stated that it was left shoulder tightness, but now it was changed to a pectoral injury. While that isn't going his way, one thing that did go his way was that he was announced to his first All-Star game on Sunday. He's the only Blue Jays representative to go so, and certainly well-deserved and not unexpected one. After a really strong start to the season, 5-9, a 3.18 ERA, 2.5 WAR, and as I mentioned, the first All-Star game in the career of Stroman. Probably should have made one back in 2017, where he had a really strong season, but he made one this year, and I think you would say as well a well-deserved one. And are you surprised that he was the only Blue Jay representative?
I kind of was rooting for Ken Giles again there, no doubt about it, but Marcus Stroman, I know him. I follow him on his social media. He has his block, though, which sucks, but I followed him on my personal account for quite a while, and he's always been not the you can say the jealous type to knock in the All-Star games, so I feel like this should be a nice time for him to really soak in the opportunity, and he's having a really nice year, 3.1 ERA. I was hoping he would pitch tonight, really wanted to see him pitch tonight, which sucks, but yeah, the only downfall of this year for Marcus is his strikeouts number, which is extremely low for him right now. But yeah, I was hoping for Ken Giles to get in the All-Star game, and kind of was rooting for Gurriel, but I believe it was a late start, a hot streak for him to get in. Hopefully, if he had done it earlier, certainly he'd be an All-Star right now. He's playing like one.
Yeah, and just so we're clear, Stroman does have his block, but it's not from we didn't say anything to him. We didn't upset him personally. We didn't. The reason why he has his block is because back when we were a growing fan page, we advertised a lot on his account, and he didn't seem to like it, and he was quick to the block button, which is fine. No problem there. We still continue to support Marcus no matter what. But apparently, from a lot of other accounts, that He's pretty quick with the short fuse on the block button. He's blocked Ben Nicholson-Smith, which obviously, as we know, Sportsnet writer, a really good guy.
Actually?
And I remember him saying it on the podcast, on his podcast, At the Letters, which is a must-listen, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Last year that Stroman has him blocked, and he's had him blocked for a while, which not sure why. But Marcus is not a big fan of people advertising on his account, I guess.
But Ben Nicholson-Smith's a Twitter guy, not an Instagram guy.
No, he hasn't blocked on Twitter, yeah.
Oh, on Twitter, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
He must have not liked his post-game scrum questions.
Yeah, I guess that must be what it is. But, well-deserved. As you mentioned, the stats look very good. And I should say that, Ken Giles, he might have gotten snubbed, but I don't think anyone else really got snubbed. Gurriel, you mentioned, had a really good season, but a bit too late of a start. Really wasn't even like a competent baseball player until late May, obviously with the really rough start to the season, and then the minor league stint. And no one else really on offensive side. Vlad, not, again, late start for him, but not quite the year that I guess a lot of people had projected from. Maybe a bit of a unfair expectation, but certainly not all-star caliber on his part. And Ken Giles, he probably should be at the All-Star game. His numbers are excellent across the board in the season. He's got a 1.20 ERA, I believe, and that's 120 after last night's save. He's 13 for 14 in saves, which is very impressive. And who knows, maybe there's always at these types of things, always late scratches, always guys who don't get in and guys who get in last minute. So hopefully he could be one of those guys. Roberto Osuna was one of those guys back in 2017. He didn't initially make the team, but then later on, with a few scratches, he ended up getting the call to the All-Star game. So hopefully that happens with Giles as well. And now, really, we'll move on to our final topic, and we're going to talk about Vlad, which basically what we do every week. We always have a segment about Vlad because we love Vlad, and this time he'll be trying to make some noise in Cleveland not for the All-Star game, but for the precursor, the Home Run Derby. Vlad will compete as a number 8 seed in the 8-player tournament. He'll go up against the reigning NL MVP Christian Yelich, who's got the number 1 seed. Vlad will try to make some history. He'll try to be the first Blue Jays hitter to ever win the Home Run Derby. He'll be the first hitter to participate in the Derby since Josh Donaldson did in 2015. And as I mentioned, no Blue Jays ever won the Home Run Derby. However, Jose Bautista did get close in 2012. He went to the final round, but ultimately fell short and lost to Prince Fielder.
Yeah, and the Home Run Derby for Vlad. Just a side note right now. Just how people on Instagram and just on social media, they're like, oh my god, Vlad shouldn't be in the Home Run Derby. Look at his stats. The Home Run Derby isn't a stats kind of event. It's more of who has the most raw power. And just please go check on my post. I posted today and a few days ago. Vlad absolutely hitting absolute nukes into the Blue Jays bleachers. And just watch that video and you'll know why he's in the Home Run Derby.
And it's also, the Home Run Derby, it's a lot like the dunk contest in basketball, as I mentioned last time. It's for popularity. They want guys who will put on a show. And, if you're going to look at a sheer number standpoint, Vlad probably shouldn't go to the Home Run Derby. There's a ton of guys who have well more home runs than him. He doesn't even have double-digit home runs, but everyone knows who Vlad Jr. is. He's already a pretty big star in terms of people know who he is. There's a lot of publicity around him, and people will watch and they'll get accustomed to seeing a guy who there was a lot of hype of, and there still is, because he's a number 1 prospect in all of baseball. So that's a big reason why he got the call to the Home Run Derby, and I have a feeling it'll be a really fun event, one that we'll remember, and I think it'll sort of be his introduction to the national stage, as everyone will be watching the Home Run Derby. I believe it'll be on ESPN down in the States. You could find it on Sportsnet over here. But what chance would you give him winning the Home Run Derby? How do you feel about him being the first Blue Jay to ever win it?
If I would put some money on it, I'd give all my money because I feel like he is going to win it. I'm going to say right now, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is the 2019 Home Run Derby champion. You can quote me on that. At me at now YYZMO3 on Twitter formerly. But this home run derby is stacked. We have Christian Yelich going up against Vladdy Guerrero Jr. We have Jock Peterson. We have Ronald Acuna Jr. Is Cody Bellinger in it? I don't think he is in it.
I have to check.
Yeah, I don't believe he is in it this year. But as you can see, Ronald Acuna Jr., Vlad Jr., Christian Yelich, Jock Peterson, Josh Bell, are just really powerful guys. And Vladimir Guerrero Jr., as you can see his BP videos, they're just amazing to see, and I believe he will be winning it.
I love Vlad's chances as well, and as you mentioned, the home run derby is not always about guys who can, I mean, it's obviously about power, but it's also guys who can hit BP fastballs, and we've seen Vlad hit, as you mentioned, absolute nukes into the Rogers Center bleachers. So I think you feel really good about Vlad's chances as the underdog. Obviously, the guys who he'll be going against aren't too shabby either. Christian Yelich, on pace to win his second straight NL MVP, unless Cody Bellinger takes it from him, who's had an unbelievable season out in LA.
Bellinger is winning it.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. But I think Yelich is probably going to be a close second. But it'll be fun. And do you usually watch the home run derby? Are you a big fan of it? You watch it every year, or is it just not something that you're quite into?
Ever since the 2012 home run derby with Jose Bautista, just fall in love with it. To be honest, just a great performance by Bautista in 2012. And I don't think I watched it last year, but I was a frequent watcher every single year, a big baseball fan. Watched the All-Star game and watched the home run derby. But yeah, I will be watching it this year, I can tell you that. I'm a big fan of it. And I just love how it's just a great guy with all the MLB All-Stars are there, not just the contestants. Kind of like the slam dunk contest like you mentioned before, where all the players are on the sidelines and all the players are just supportive of each other, and it's just a great time just to see all the fans of the bleachers trying to get the ball, and hopefully Zach Campbell can get a Vladdy Jr. ball out there.
Yeah, that'll be something to watch for. And yeah, I agree with you 100%. The home run derby is a lot of fun. I find it sort of the All-Star weekend in the NBA comparison, and I still not too happy with the fact that the NFL doesn't have anything like that. They just have the Pro Bowl, which is, kind of crappy. But the home run derby, this might be a hot take or an unpopular take, but I actually find it a lot more entertaining than the actual game itself, because I guess a baseball game, it's 9 innings long. It's, you're facing good pitchers, and we all know that good pitching always seems to contain good hitting, so it's always a bit of a slower game. And if you're a fan of pitching, then go for it. You like the All-Star game, but I feel that the home run derby for the fans, and I'm talking about from a fan's perspective, like a regular fan, not so much like us, the diehard fan who appreciates a pitching duel and low scoring and strategy. But I think the home run derby is a lot more action and a lot more exciting. And I remember back in 2017, I believe, when Aaron Judge was in the home run derby, that was certainly a fun time watching him hit bombs. That was down in Miami, and a lot of people were very excited about it, and it was talked about on a lot of sports platforms.
Yeah, and the home run derby, I want to see the ratings on that. I want to see the rating comparison in terms of who watches the All-Star game. And as you mentioned, the All-Star game for casual fan, casual North American viewer, just wants to watch an All-Star sporting event. They turn the big TV on, put on the MLB All-Star game. They're certainly not going to be too thrilled, in my opinion. Just a regular, not a sports fan, just a regular person watching the All-Star game, because it is a slow event, but people like us, we can appreciate that, because we can see the MLB's most talented players showcase live, and some great stuff, to be honest, some great pitching duels, and just hopefully some great plays that happen this year.
No doubt about it. And anything else you'd like to cover before we take the week off?
I was going to do my daily Down in the Herd Buffalo Bisons check-in, where the Buffalo Bisons aren't doing good with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. up with the team, but they do have this one kid named Bo Bichette who isn't too shabby, am I right?
Who? Bo Bichette who? I've never heard of him.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about him? Is he any good?
Yeah. He's decent. I believe